I forgot the paintbrushes. This episode is brought to you by Homemade Saunas. Do you want to stifle at work? Do you want to sweat your nuts? Want to be hot at work? Want to sweat more than you need to? Want it to be a dripping mess? Work in a black enclosure. Seal yourself in a black box. Seal your life away inside your tiny home. Support your local accidental saunas. Get hot in them. Period. Just plugged R2 into shore power. R2's plugged in at his IEC. And then he also goes right out to the VVOR. And this is the readout. It's got what's coming in and what's going out simultaneously. I'm going to set that to go for a little while I show you a project outside. Little prep project, chipping away. I kind of like looking at it this way so I don't have to see myself. Revelation, just camera lens. Way easier to work with. So, yep, we're going to go outside. We're going to do a very simple prep task for painting. The waterproofing stages are still underway. I'm even more eloquent when I'm just looking at camera. Don't like looking at myself. Noted. So, yeah, let's go outside. Hey, I'm out at the vehicle. Got some paper. We're going to use this to make little covers. So when I go in with the paint, the waterproof paint all along the whole ceiling, I can be a little less careful and move a little quicker with the covered glass. Got some frog tape. They're not a sponsor. I've never used it before, but it's what I'm going to be using to make the lining. This is a little stuck. We're going to have to do some work on that. They don't support the channel, but their marketing caught my attention, and it looks like maybe a new iteration on painter's tape. Let's see what they got. So this is just preparation for the preparation. I got some markers, one marker and one pen. I couldn't find a classic Sharpie because those they get used up so quickly in my industry. Put them down, they're gone. They grow legs. So we've got an enormous Sharpie that maybe I can use the point of to be a little bit more precise if I want to. And a pen. Don't know what's going to be better yet. Sometimes I bring more than one tool that are going to do the same thing and decide which tool is best in situ. So pretty straightforward. Just going to hold the paper up, use some of my frog tape. It's going to be the same tape that actually holds it in place during the project. This is just prep for the prep. Like I said, we're going to make all these shapes. Going to measure half of them right now, and then I'll be able to take those, bring them inside, cut them out, and then make the mirror image from those that I cut out without having to do all the tracing. I'll do about half the tracing. Okay, immediately I noticed that frog tape is wider than an average painter's tape, which could be an advantage in many scenarios. I might make it easy on myself and just rip out a usable piece. Doesn't have to be pretty because it's going to be cut down anyway. Sticky enough to hold up a piece of paper, it's good. So now I've got something I can trace and then cut out exactly what I need to only cover the glass. Get in the habit of putting your cap on the back of the pen. I lose so many caps. I don't fully lose them, and I just put them down and spend time looking for them. Just attach it to your marker. Help yourself. There. So I've got the shape of the window, and that will match the one that's right above you. Do it again. Now we get to the little ones up here. Can you see that? No, not really. How about now? I got both of them this view. How about that? Catch me outside. How about that? Can I say I'm right 100% of the time if sometimes I'm wrong and then I adapt? Sure. Whatever's not a clean line will be covered up in tape anyway. Did you like this view? You can't tell me whether or not you liked it. Ha! That's what you get. Whenever I can, I try to use cut-off material for primary material. And that's gonna work. Now I can cut these out when I get home from work, and or maybe even at work, and I'll be able to then draw these onto fresh paper and make a whole set. Hey fam, it's the next day. Got another little pocket of time before work. Gonna cut these out. Hey fam, I'm here. It's the next day. Gonna do a little bit more prep because it's let me look at camera. We're gonna land this eventually. Someday I'll look at camera. We're doing more prep for the painting. I'm taking the ones that I held right up to the window and traced and cut, and now just making copies of those because I confirmed they're all basically good enough, with a couple small exceptions, and that doesn't really matter because the edges get covered in tape anyway. So I think I've got like 6 of these. Yeah, I didn't grab any better tape. I'm going to use this up instead of throwing it away, instead of using it for a different project. This is the project I bought it for. It's the project I'm going to use it for. And on this piece, now that I've got a factory edge, I'm going to line up the edge of my window with the edge of the factory edge of the paper. It saves me a whole thing that I don't have to cut, because a straight line is a straight line is a straight line.
now that I've exhausted all my cutoff, I'm using the fresh roll. This episode is brought to you by Chronic Pain. Wink. Hey, baby. Hello. Why are you biting me? I think she bites when she wants like a really tough scrub. Thank you. Whenever you can, organize while you work. Don't make a mess for yourself and then have to like make a whole process of cleaning up. I've been cleaning up the whole time. So all the scraps are organized. I just picked them up, use them in future. Not ready to throw them away yet because it's good material. See you outside.
Alright, I've been pushing. I don't want my work to be compromised because I'm hungry and tired. I'm working with really good light right now. So, I mean, in a lot of ways I'm in good spirits and could keep working. Why push? Why make it hard? I'm on the edge of it being hard, so I'm going to stop before it gets hard. My plans kind of fell through for my meal, so it's back to the healthy option down the street. Alright, so it's day 2 of painting. We're back at the rig. Yeah, looking pretty good in there. Gonna take a little scan of things. I think I'm gonna shift everything over to its actual place. Should have done this before we started painting. But in my head, it was like, there's a little bit of a sealant project that wants to be done. I mismatched. It was the wrong order of operations. I should have moved this in place first, but I didn't want to put the clamps on before painting. Yeah, so now that it's 90% dry, I'm gonna just try to grab by the little pitones that are holding the roof rack in, yeah, try not to smudge the ceiling too much. Not gonna work. Not gonna work.
Yo, y'all miss me just brute force lift that from the outside. I need a tripod.
I'll show you something my dad taught me. You don't want your paintbrushes drying out during your project or when you take a break, when you walk away from the project. So I've got this plastic bag here. Probably only going to use 2 of these. This guy's just for moral support. He's so cute. Look at this cute little man. I'm going to go between needing a fine point and a broad surface. And when I'm using one or the other, the off-duty paint gets in there. Switch back and forth. I think you get it. Little one first. Go around the edges of everything, and then the broad one takes all the gaps. BRB, see it, and then we put this, I'm walking away for like 30 seconds. Instead of leaving it out in the air, I'm gonna put it in this, slightly less drying climate. Switch. That one goes in, dry one comes out. Yeah, I was saying to one of my roommates, Ben, this morning, like I
really don't like painting. I always avoid it on most projects. Like if I'm in a theater project, I try to do other things while the painting's being done, you know, like productively. If painting's gonna be done, I'm gonna do it. But I'd like to not be chosen for that task. You know, going through this and like having to do everything myself and just taking ownership of how everything looks from start to finish, I'm psyched. It's nice. It's nice to see it changing and turning out well. Yeah, I was looking forward to doing the second coat today, for sure. So new vibe, new sensations, new feels.
Put both in the bag. Carry on. Get a little press. Like so. So my dad just called me and asked me not to come to my little brother's graduation. Yeah, I think I'm gonna let you guys see everything in my life, or 98% of it. And I guess I wanted you to be here. This is a big thing going on in my life right now, where my stepmother has disliked me and acted against me ever since I was 3, when she started dating my father. So she's been in my life my whole life, and has just never considered me a member of her family. And I mean, like, quote unquote, I'm a stranger in her house at Christmas and things like that. In the last couple of years, I've gotten a lot more vocal about how awful she is, and obviously she likes me less now. But I gotta be there for my little brother. He's the most important person in my life, and he has worked his ass off to graduate. He is a brilliant kid that had such a really hard fucking coming of age. And he did it. He fucking did it. He made it. Flying colors. Like he's an editor for his school newspaper. Like he's doing the fucking thing. He's going to a wonderful school. I think he's gonna pick Merrimack, and fucking he did it. And I got mad at my dad for siding with my stepmom. But he had to do what he had to do, because it's going to be chaos in that house with me on my way to Vermont. I'm not even going to stay with them. Like I don't want to be in that house when she's in this like warpath. She can win that battle. Like I don't need to go to that house. I won't be there for Christmas for the first time this year. I won't be there for Thanksgiving for one of the first times this year. I guess I missed one Christmas when I was
abroad, but or you know, just moving or things like that. But only like 1 or 2. Anyway, so she's already got me out of the house. I don't need to be in the house. And I gotta be there for that graduation. I need to be there for my little brother. We're gonna have each other the rest of our lives. I'm gonna be taking care of him until he dies. He's gonna have me until I die, and I can't just not go to graduation because this really rotten woman wants to have her way. I'm not letting the evil stepmother win, and that's that. Disney taught me how to take down the evil stepmother. It's always kindness. It's always just like being yourself. Being a good person defeats the evil stepmother. Shouldn't have gotten so mad at my dad. But it's almost like he, you know, like I want to make excuses for it. Like he needed to know how passionate I was, and how, but like I needed to stand up to her vicariously through him, because she's created this structure. She's created this stopgap where she's putting my closest family against me. To what end? Because she doesn't like me. Because she doesn't like my mother. She admitted to that. Ever since I was 3, she has taken out my mother's bad behavior on me. Debatable, you know, like whatever. My mother's alleged bad behavior. On a 3-year-old. She's been doing this for 31 years. She's had a grudge against me. I'm going to that graduation. And right, so now this is in the tone of me versus her and making it about me. She's winning in that angle of, well, great, he's just doing it, you know, he's always thinking about himself. And like, it's all this like toxic narrative. But sure, I want to win this one. I want her to lose. And she can't have this. She can't tell me not to be there for my little brother. Sure. If you're working on a project like this and you're thinking about cutting corners and not doing a second layer, always do a second layer. Like, it looks so clean. You really need 2 layers of paint when you're on a project. Came in very handy. Supported the camera at one point. Not only moral, but camera support.